Hey, good morning. Welcome to Viking Preparedness. I'm Pastor Joe Fox. Did you hear? A woman was in a pizza restaurant and she started breastfeeding her child, and the management came up to her with an apron because she wasn't covered up or anything. The management came up to her and said, "Hey, we've got this apron. You can use it like a drape if you want while you're doing that." And she said, "No, thank you," or something like that. And then the woman took it to Facebook, and I guess it's a big hubbubaloo now, and many people are commenting on it, including yours truly. So that's what we're going to talk about today. But first, I need some of my mother's milk. All right. So I read a bunch of comments on a variety of websites about this. And it seemed to me that most of the people were like, "Hey, come on. You can do that in the bathroom, or you can carry a blanket so, my kids don't have to see your boob in the restaurant, whatever." Probably not quite that graphic, but that's basically what they're saying. And oh, these little special snowflake crunchy moms, they just want to say, "Look at me, look at me, look at me," that kind of thing. So where do you fall on it? Women breastfeeding in a restaurant in public, not covering up. Where have we come to as a society? Where have we come to as a society when we get upset about stuff like that? Talk about first world problems. I said this on one of the websites I was on. There is nothing more natural than a mother breastfeeding her baby. And if you got a problem with that, I think you got a problem. I really do. And I know there's a lot of people, and there's probably a lot of y'all who are like, "Yeah, man, come on, man. We don't want to see that crap." What's wrong with it? It's a mom feeding her baby. It's why she has boobs. Guys walk around the beach without shirts on. Why can't women? They do in some cultures, and nobody cares. But we are so uptight and worrying about stuff we don't need to worry about. I just talked about that in a video, didn't I, recently? How people get all upset about stuff that really doesn't matter. I mean, there are people like apoplectic about this on both sides of the issue. Blah, 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 blah. Dude, do that. It's a mom providing nourishment to her baby. Leave her alone. Well, we're not supposed to walk around naked. I agree. We're not supposed to walk around naked in public. But what's your definition of naked? Go all the way back to the Bible. All the way back to the beginning, Adam and Eve. Boy, I could take this somewhere and go with it, but I'm not going to. I'm going to keep just the facts, ma'am. Just the facts. Adam and Eve partake, and then they make themselves aprons of fig leaves. And the father's like, "Hey, who told you you were naked?" And then God says, it doesn't say he says this in the Bible, but allow me some leeway here. Those leaf aprons aren't good enough. And so instead he made Adam a full set of clothing and Eve a full set of clothing, right? Oh no, he made Adam a pair of swim trunks and Eve a one piece. No, a bikini. No, he made them both aprons to cover their genitalia. That's naked when you're walking around with that out. He didn't make Eve a bra. Could have. Didn't. Doesn't matter. We've turned that into something else as a culture. It's just a mom feeding her baby the best food that baby can have at a time when that baby needs that food. And really, I think as a society, and it's not new. I mean, I'm sure this has been a thing back till probably a long time, over 100 years, where Americans, for sure, are uptight about breastfeeding. Seeing it. I don't want to see that. Why not? Do you care if you see a mom with a bottle of formula sticking it in her baby's yap? You don't care about that. So what do you care? Well, I saw her boob. So what? So what? We got a problem in our society. You know, I said, I guess this is all kind of coming back to a theme that I have. And no, I'm not running the Pastor Joe Fox nudist colony. That's not what this is about. But man, we've gotten away as humans. We've gotten away from the basics of life. And I can see arguments, hear arguments. Yeah, you're getting away from being an animal just out there. Again, who cares? It's a mom feeding her baby. I go out of my way, I have the whole time I've been a pastor, to tell nursing moms, we have a nursing room. At the one church that I had, Round Prairie, and we had a separate room just for nursing moms. Had a rocking chair, had the speaker so you could hear what was going on elsewhere. You know, it's a nice little private environment for the mom to go if she wanted to nurse. But so I told them we have that. But you can also nurse right here. I don't care, right? Nobody in this church cares. Do what you need to do. You're a mom. Feel comfortable to move about the cabin. But I think we need to, as people, really sit down and think, why do we think certain things like we do? Why do we hold beliefs that we hold? Why do we think that a woman breastfeeding is somehow sexual? Why do we think that? Why do you think that? I don't think that. I think it's just fine. Do what you want. I was thinking the other day about, in my, belief system, which is broad, it goes by many names. Some people say Messianic Judaism, Torah observant Christians, the Way, Hebrew Israelites, and there's as many denominations. People won't admit it, but there are. There's as many little differences in that as anything else, all right? And we are definitely at one end, the Shofarians of that spectrum. But there is a feeling of belief in it, and it varies greatly, but there's a big body of believers that think that women have to wear dresses that go down pretty far, like below the calf, and have to wear head coverings. And to a greater or lesser degree, the people who believe that also think, to a greater or lesser degree, that men shouldn't wear tank tops, let alone go to the beach without a shirt on, shouldn't wear shorts, whatever. And again, there's variations in there, but it's there. Cover up your nakedity, man. Have some modesty. What's that based on? What's that based on? I don't know. I just feel sad for the way people have become and how they view things. And again, natural versus, we got to hide that. It's like, I've been in a few Muslim cultures, and their men are not like Western men. And so in many Muslim cultures, they make their women cover up. Some to the degree of, here's the woman right here. And it's so that they're not tempted. Until all the Africans started coming into until the Scandinavians started letting all the Muslim Africans come into their countries, women in those countries, when it was warm, could walk around wearing whatever they wanted, without fear of men not being able to control themselves. It was fine. They were mature about it. And then all these immigrants come, and now women will get raped over there by these immigrants. I don't see a woman in a bikini and think, oh, I must go rape her. I don't have a problem controlling myself. You know what I mean? It's just, it's weird to me. And I'm two-faced about it because, on the other hand, I don't want my wife or daughter walking around in a bikini. But I think that's in public. I think that's, though, less about... I'm just thinking out loud here, gang. I don't claim to have all the answers. But that's less about how I perceive women than how I know other people do. And the problem is how the other people perceive women, to my mind. You're free to disagree. Just be polite. Where's my coffee? But I think it ought not to be that way. I think it ought not to be. I think a mom should be able to feed her baby the best thing for that baby when that baby needs it, wherever that mother is. And if people have a problem with that, they should go in the bathroom until the woman's done. That's what I think about that. That ought to get a rise out of some of y'all. Come on, what do you think? Like I said, you're free to disagree. But picture this. You see that movie Defiance yet? With Daniel Craig, James Bond, and Liv Schreiber? That's his name, right? Liv? Good movie on a lot of levels. It used to be, I don't think it is anymore, it used to be part of the curriculum for the Special Forces qualification course. That's how good that movie is. But picture yourself, or I just, on YouTube, I did an intro with the book Warwolf, which is Varwolf. What was that? Bigfoot's out there. Which was about peasants, and then they're beset upon by all these invading armies and bad people and stuff. Picture yourself, and my wife and I have been watching post-apocalyptic movies lately. She discovered them on Amazon, so we're kind of going through them. But picture yourself in a post-event world, months, perhaps a year or so after the event that totally, created this apocalypse, for lack of a better term. And you are with a tribe, and you are moving from point A to point B with your tribe. And there's some mother that has an infant, and, she's got to feed her baby. Are we all going to make her go over there and be in a special tent to feed her baby? Or everyone avert your eyes, she's feeding her baby? Come on. We're not, right? Come on. Feed your baby. We don't want it to cry and give us away. No one's going to care. See, it's caring about that, I think, is one of those first world problems. We don't have enough real stuff to worry about. We start making up stuff we want to get all offended about. That's another problem with our society. We're all looking, to a degree or another. Many of us, how about that? Many of us are looking for a reason to be offended with someone about something, to get outraged. Did you hear what that senator did? Did you hear what that person did? Did you hear what that woman did in a public restaurant? Like it matters to you, or me, or them. We need to get away from that stuff in general, looking for a reason to be offended, and just look for reasons to work together, to help each other out, to be like, yep, I can kind of see where you're coming from on that. But it'll get worse. I do believe that there are some powers that be that are working to create divisions between as many types and groups of people as possible. Fragment the society so we can shatter it and then rebuild it in the image we want. order out of chaos. Thesis, antithesis, synthesis. And so it'll probably get worse. And I think this moral outrage, this virtue signaling, all this garbage, again, that doesn't matter, it's just going to get worse. And so I guess I'm using breastfeeding in public as a springboard to encourage you to think about, what do you get upset about? What do you get outraged about? What do you get incensed about? And wonder if it really matters. Does it really matter to you or yours? Does it really matter at all? I'll give you an example just off the top of my head. You know, some politician, female, doesn't matter who, but it'll probably be a conservative because the press is all liberal and they only attack conservatives, right? And she's in a poor city or a poor place. Actually, no, it goes both ways, because we do have some conservative elements in the press, and they're big on hitting liberals for this. Oh, look, you say you're for the poor people, and you're wearing a $20,000 dress. What do you care? There will be poor always. If she's got $20,000 she wants to spend on a dress, let her spend it on a dress. Who cares? I mean, really, do you care? Do you care? What do you want her to do? Take a, I don't even know what a dress costs. What's a decent dress cost? Could you get a decent dress for $50, $100? Let's say $100. Probably less, right? But, so she takes $100, buys herself a dress to go on this event, and then, what did I say? It costs $20,000. So $19,900. What do you want her to do with that leftover money? Do you want her to hand out in hundreds? Well, then she only gave it to this many people. You want to hand it out in tens? You want her to hand it out in ones? You want her to drop it from an airplane? You want her to give that to a shelter? I mean, she's got the money. Let her buy a dress. Who cares? It's not your problem. Worry about your problems. All right. I am interested in what you think. And again, you are free to disagree. Just do it politely. And once you've made your point, you've made it. All right. I'll see you out there.